It really feels like one day we all just woke up and suddenly artificial intelligence was everywhere, right? It's writing our emails, it's creating these unbelievable videos, it's even helping doctors in the operating room. But with all this excitement, there's also a ton of confusion and, let's be honest, a little bit of concern. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to dig into what's really happening with AI, looking at its incredible power, its hidden dangers, and what on earth we can do about it.
Okay, let's just dive right in. To get a sense of the sheer speed we're dealing with, just look at this timeline from 2024 alone. In February, OpenAI just stuns the world with a preview of Sora, a model that turns simple text into video. By May, Meta is already pushing the boundaries with Llama 3.1. A month later, just 1 month, Runway's Gen 3 raises the bar again for realism. And by the end of the year, Sora is out there in the hands of the public. So yeah, this isn't some slow-moving wave. We're talking about a tidal wave of innovation. And that brings us to this brilliant quote from Daniel Silver, which really gets to the heart of our goal today. Right now, AI can feel like actual magic, but the more we understand how it works, the less magical it seems and the more manageable it becomes. So our job here is to pull back that curtain and see the computer program for what it is, an incredibly powerful tool that we can and absolutely must understand. So, how did we get here so fast? I mean, really, what happened? It wasn't just one single breakthrough. It was more like a perfect storm of two key factors that just flipped a switch, making these powerful tools accessible to literally millions of people. Let's break down what those are. A huge piece of the puzzle? It's just simple economics. This number? 280x? It's just staggering. That's how much cheaper it became to use a powerful AI model in just under 2 years. The cost absolutely plummeted. And when something becomes that much cheaper, it stops being a niche technology for big research labs, and it starts showing up in every single app on your phone. And here's the other side of that coin, which is just as important. Efficiency. It's not just cheaper, it's smaller. So, back in 2022, you needed a giant model like Google's Palm with 540 billion parameters. You can think of parameters as the little knobs the AI uses to learn to hit a certain performance level. Fast forward to 2024, and Microsoft's 5.3 Mini can do the same thing with less than 4 billion parameters. That's a 142-fold drop in size. This combo, plummeting costs and shrinking size, that's the engine driving this whole AI explosion. Okay, so AI is cheaper, it's more efficient, great. But what does that actually look like in the real world, where the stakes are, sky high? Let's zoom in on a field where decisions can literally mean life or death to see how this is all playing out. Medicine.
Well, a major report from the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada thinks about AI not as a replacement for doctors, but as a new member of the healthcare team. It can help with the diagnosis, give doctors critical info to support their decisions, predict disease before it even starts, personalize treatments, and even make robotic surgery more precise. And listen, this isn't just theory. Just look at this example. A deep learning algorithm was able to identify diabetic retinopathy, which is a leading cause of blindness, from simple pictures of a retina with over 96% accuracy. We're not just talking about matching human ability here. In a lot of cases, it's exceeding it, giving us a level of diagnostic power that was pretty much unimaginable before.
And believe me, this isn't some one-off fluke either. The Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, the IEEE, they track how well AI algorithms perform against actual clinicians. And their data shows that in a whopping 13 out of 17 different clinical fields, from analyzing heart scans to spotting skin cancer, AI is already matching or even outperforming human doctors. Okay, so the potential here is clearly immense. But with this kind of power, well, it comes with some really tough, profound questions. And this brings us to what you could call the doctor's dilemma, these complex challenges that pop up when we start trusting an algorithm with our health.
And here it is, the central conflict. What happens when the AI is right, but we have absolutely no idea why? As these models get more and more complex, their internal logic can become a black box, totally impossible for a human to follow. Now, for low-stakes stuff, that's fine, but when a human life is on the line, a doctor needs to understand the reasoning behind a recommendation. An answer without an explanation? In medicine, that's not just unhelpful, it can be downright dangerous.
And that leads us right into the other massive dilemma, algorithmic bias. Think about it. An AI is only as smart as the data you feed it. And if that data reflects all the existing biases and inequalities in our society, well,
Guess what? The AI won't just learn those biases, it can crank them up to a whole new level.
I mean, this stuff can creep in from all over the place. If your training data is mostly from one group of people, well, the AI is going to be less accurate for everyone else. Got less data from rural areas? Their specific health issues might just get overlooked. The model can even learn from the unconscious biases that are already hiding in old medical records. The system learns from our imperfect world, warts and all. And let's be clear, this isn't just a problem in medicine. The wild part is, the latest AI Index report found that even the most advanced models, like GPT-4, the ones literally designed to be unbiased, they still carry these old societal stereotypes. They keep associating women with the arts over sciences and favoring men for leadership roles. That just shows you how deep-rooted this challenge really is. So these problems, trust, bias, they obviously go way beyond the walls of a hospital. So let's zoom out now and look at the bigger picture, the broader societal challenge AI presents, and how it's reshaping the very information we consume and even the way we interact with each other. And this isn't some sci-fi future we're talking about. This is happening right now. In Pakistan, deepfake audio of an imprisoned political leader was used to try to get people to boycott an election. In South Africa, fake images of potholes were spread around to influence local voters. And in the US, a student had her photos weaponized to create fake nude images just for harassment. The tools to create this kind of chaos and harm, they're now cheap, they're powerful, and they're in the hands of basically everyone. So when you see stuff like that, is it any wonder that public trust in AI for really critical tasks is still super low? I mean, look at this recent survey. 61% of people are still scared of self-driving cars. And only 13%, a tiny 13%, actually trust them. So even as the technology gets better, the public is still deeply skeptical. All right, so where does that leave us? We've got this incredible tech with huge potential, but also some really serious risks, and frankly, a major trust issue. So, what's anyone doing about it? Well, the good news is people are definitely paying attention. There's a really strong consensus for action. A 2023 survey of local U.S. policymakers found that almost 74% agree that AI needs to be regulated. That's a huge deal. It shows there's a real political will to move from just watching the problem to actually trying to solve it. And it's not just talk. Experts are already drawing up the blueprints. Take the Oxford Commission on AI and Good Governance. They laid out a pretty clear 3-step plan. First, create new independent groups to get government, industry, and regular citizens all working together on standards. Second, give public servants the training they need to actually understand and use AI responsibly. And third, launch public education campaigns to build trust by being transparent about both the risks and the benefits.
And all of this really brings us to the final, most important thought. AI isn't some alien intelligence that just showed up. It is built from our data, our language, our images, our history. It's a mirror, and it's reflecting our own brilliance and creativity, but also our own blind spots and biases. The future it creates isn't written in stone. It depends entirely on the questions we ask it, the data we feed it, and the values we embed inside it. So the real question isn't what will AI do to us, it's what are we going to choose to do with it?